It was interesting, John Carney was asked by Connie Lon of USA Radio Network, what is the capital of Israel? And Carney fumbled, and Connie Lon kept at it, and then she was aided by Les Consolving with WorldNet Daily, and said, of course you know where the capital is, Jay. And it went on and on, back and forth, and Carney says, you know our policy on Israel, you know our policy, you know our official policy, and they kept at it, saying, is it Tel Aviv or Jerusalem? And he never answered that. What's interesting is Jerusalem is Israel's capital. And the United States Congress, years ago, in 1995, called on eventually the President of the United States to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, acknowledging Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. What happened in that 1995 resolution, every 6 months the President, whether it was Clinton, George W. Bush, or Obama, they had the right to determine if that was the correct time to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That was one thing that they left in that resolution that gave the President the right to make that decision. Currently, there is an effort on Capitol Hill led by Republican supporters of Israel, and is now gaining Democratic support, is to take that clause out of that resolution and force the United States to move the embassy to Jerusalem and to acknowledge Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And when you think about it, probably the only country in the world that acknowledges Jerusalem as their capital is Israel. However, Stephen Harper, the Canadian Prime Minister, who's a great supporter of Israel, would possibly approve that and accept that as well. So the Bible speaks of in Zechariah 12:3 that eventually Jerusalem will become a burdensome stone. And Zechariah 12:9 speaks of the time when Jerusalem will be surrounded by the nations and the enemies and the militaries of the world coming against them. And many people also don't realize the final battle, Armageddon, is the final battle for Jerusalem, which will take place prior to Jesus Christ's return to Jerusalem. So yes, Jerusalem is God's time clock.